As of late, Ryan Trahan has been the talk of the town. Everyone is trying to replicate or imitate what he has been creating. From being authentic and as raw as possible in his videos to YouTube video thumbnails that are very authentic. And most of you guys cannot really get these images taken. As for Ryan, all of them are almost 90% non-edited. All of them are taken raw at the spot, at the moment, within the moment. But you guys may want to recreate those simplistic kind of thumbnails. And that is exactly what we will be going through in this video. As of recent, a client came to me and wanted to make a similar kind of a thumbnail where he reviewed the lowest rated McDonald's of USA. Although the video did not make the cut and the thumbnail was scrapped, I thought why not share it with you guys and how you guys can create a pretty simple Ryan Trahan style thumbnail. First thing first, we are going to be creating a canvas of 1280 to 720 pixels. That is a canvas that I prefer. People usually tend to go for 1080p, that is 1920 to 1080. The resolution is at 300 pixels, 300 ppi, and that is pretty much the starting base. Next thing is we are going to be getting the picture of the client, or maybe if you're making this for yourself, you're going to be taking a picture that is in a certain angle that it seems as if it's going to be fitting the whole environment that we are going to be putting it in. So I got this picture from my client. Although the lighting was not as great as you would expect, I would rather recommend having it taken in public, most probably outside, having the sun shining upon you. The reason being, it's an outdoor thumbnail. You need to have outdoor lighting. Will make your whole thumbnail a lot easier to execute and make it seem as realistic as possible. But masking out the guy from the picture, all I have to do is I'm just going to go into the magic wand. W is the shortcut, select subject, and Photoshop will do the work automatically. Yes, I will indeed mask it, like refine the edges, but it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just select subject, create a mask, and we have the guy taken out of the background. But to make it, all refine and whatnot, I'm going to be using the black brush tool and removing any unnecessary unwanted substances in the background, and it should look something like this. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to be bringing in the background, and since this is about a McDonald's rating, low rated McDonald's review, I'm going to be bringing in a McDonald's building. Pretty simple. All I had to do was go onto Google and search for a McDonald's building. I got that McD building in the frame. The one thing that I noticed was that the sky seemed a bit too distracting, and it seemed as if it's not something that you would see on a day-to-day basis. So what I did was I just simply removed the sky from it. The process was pretty simple. All I had to do was just select the region of the sky that was, not included into the building, and mask it, just as we did with the person itself. Next thing was bringing in a sky in the background. That was another pretty simple task, not that hard at all. As you guys could see, there is this small bits of background left here, which I will gladly take out. And voila. And we have a sky, we have a McDonald's building, we have the guy standing in front of us that will be holding a burger, obviously. Next thing is we are going to be bringing in the ratings box. The ratings box is going to be a rectangle. All you have to do is just create a rectangle for beginners. You can just choose the rectangle tool, create a rectangle of the size that you would like. Have the edges to be a bit rounded because it seems a bit more friendly to the eye. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that is how it is. And most of the platforms that are using these rectangles, overlays, and pop-ups windows, they are using rounded edges. I have rounded the edges at 55 pixels. I add in the stars. The stars are available in the description if you want these exact stars, or you can search it up on Google. I did make it separate pack for these as well. The YouTube video link is also in the description. Make sure to just go there, down to the stars, and bring them into your thumbnail. And I put in this simple text that don't eat their burgers. We want to keep it minimal. We want to keep it as simple as possible. And that was pretty much it. You have a nice Ryan Trahan style thumbnail done. Now, obviously, you can go ahead and make some real good color corrections and add in some details like having a burger added on to him. So for an instance, since I have generated fill over here, I'm just going to select this region. go into generated fill, have him hold a burger. We have the option generated for the burger. It's pretty simple. All I had to do was select the region, put in the prompt into generated fill. Here I had have him hold the burger, and we have the burger in his hand. I have these three options. I can actually generate a few more, but I believe the third one is the best one. It seems to be really looking good, and it complements the thumbnail and the colors. So we will just go with it. Here onwards, all we have to do is just put in the color corrections, final color corrections. Obviously, you can do some certain detailings. For an instance, if you want to add in some extra whitening to the eyes, maybe have his teeth glow out, although his teeth are not visible in this thumbnail, in this picture specifically. In order to really finalize it, I would put in some color corrections. I have made numerous color correction videos on the channel. You can check them out, but for the sake of this video, we shall go over it once more. In light, what I go over with is having some contrast in here. Increasing exposure often helps, but it isn't necessary, since in this case the picture was already pretty well lit. The highlights are going to be always decreased, have the shadows go up, have the whites go up, and have the blacks go down. Having the effects, I usually put a bit of texture onto my character. It's pretty much personal preferences over here. But personally, and from what I have seen to be working on YouTube, having a bit of texture and clarity to your character is always good, and having some sharpening to it. I do not go for any of those Mr. Beastification styled noise reduction and smoothing of the skin, especially considering that Ryan does not do that either, apart from a bit of airbrushing here and there to make his skin look a bit more poppy. And have the color tones match the overall thumbnail. From here onwards, all you have to do is just select all of the layers, group them together, and have a final color correction made onto them to have this monotonous, color going on with everything in the thumbnail, in the, all the elements in the thumbnail actually, and we should be good to go. So having a bit of a boost in the contrast, everything that we did with the character, but once more with the overall thing. And boom, we have a Ryan Trahan style thumbnail made in under 5 minutes, or somewhat of 5 minutes. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Anyone that has just started off, Photoshop can do it. That will be it for this video.